Imagine you're trying to quit eating junk food, but every time you pass by a McDonald's, you can't resist the urge to grab a cheeseburger. Sound familiar? We're diving into the world of habits today. Specifically, we're exploring a life-changing book called Atomic Habits. Now, don't be alarmed, there's no science jargon or nuclear fusion involved. Just some simple, practical wisdom that has the power to transform your daily routines. Well, you're not alone, and there's a book that might just have the solution you're looking for. So what's this magic book? It's called Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. Now let's dive in a bit. Imagine a book that takes a deep dive into the world of habits. Not just any habits, but the tiny, seemingly insignificant ones we carry out every day. That's Atomic Habits for you. James Clear, the author, is a man who spent years studying the science of habits. He presents a simple yet profound idea. Small habits, accumulated over time, can lead to massive changes. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls it picks up more snow and grows bigger. Similarly, our small habits over time gather momentum and lead to transformative changes. Instead of aiming for big, audacious goals, Clear advocates focusing on these atomic habits, these small yet powerful actions that shape our lives. Now you might be thinking, how can such small habits make any significant change? Well, let me tell you how. Let's say you want to lose weight. You decide to start by just doing 5 minutes of exercise every day. Sounds too simple, right? You might even scoff at the idea, but bear with me. This is where the magic of atomic habits comes into play. The term atomic refers to something tiny, almost insignificant, but when accumulated over time, these small habits can lead to massive transformation. Imagine a domino effect. You start with a tiny domino, and each subsequent one is slightly bigger. By the time you reach the end of the chain, you're toppling over a domino that's 100 times larger than the first. That's the power of atomic habits. Let's stick with our weight loss example. On day 1, you do your 5 minutes of exercise. Maybe you barely break a sweat, but you've accomplished something, you've started. On day 2, you do it again. Maybe this time you push yourself a little bit more. As days turn into weeks, you find yourself naturally wanting to exercise more. 5 minutes become 10, 10 become 20. You're eating healthier, sleeping better. You're feeling more energetic, more confident. Your clothes start fitting better. Before you know it, you've lost a significant amount of weight and you're healthier than you've ever been. The key here is compound interest. In finance, compound interest is the addition of interest to the principal sum of a loan or deposit, or in other words, interest on interest. It's a powerful concept that can turn a small sum into a fortune over time. Similarly, when it comes to habits, the compound effect works in much the same way. Each small action you take is like a deposit in your health bank. Over time, the interest on these deposits adds up, leading to significant results. But remember, the process takes time. It's not about the immediate result, but the incremental improvements that accumulate over time. It's about showing up every day, even when progress seems slow. It's about perseverance, patience, and consistency. The magic lies in the compounding effect. It's not about the immediate result, but the long-term transformation. Now, you might be wondering, how do I start implementing these atomic habits? Well, let's dive right in. The first step is to start small. If you want to start exercising, for instance, don't plan for a marathon right away. Start with something manageable, like a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood every day. The idea is to make the habit so easy that it's almost impossible not to do it. Then, there's the concept of habit stacking. This is when you add a new habit onto an existing one. Let's say you have a habit of drinking coffee every morning. You could stack a new habit onto it, like meditating for a few minutes while your coffee brews. That way, your morning coffee serves as a trigger for your new habit. Breaking bad habits, on the other hand, can be a bit trickier. But one strategy is to make the habit unattractive or difficult to do. For example, if you're trying to cut down on screen time, you could place your phone in another room when you're working or studying. Out of sight, out of mind, right? But remember, forming new habits or breaking old ones isn't a linear process. There will be days when you'll falter, and that's okay. The key is to not let one bad day turn into a string of bad days. As the book says, never miss twice. If you miss one day, make sure you get back on track the next day. Finally, keep track of your progress. It can be as simple as marking off days on a calendar when you complete your habit. Seeing your progress visualized can give you a sense of achievement and motivate you to keep going. So, there you have it. some strategies from Atomic Habits to start forming new habits and breaking old ones. And remember, these aren't overnight changes, they're small, consistent changes that accumulate over time. Remember, it's not about making big changes overnight, it's about making small, consistent changes every day. So, that's a brief overview of Atomic Habits, but trust me, there's so much more to learn from this book. We've journeyed together through the essence of this enlightening read, understanding the transformative power of small, consistent changes. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. It starts small, but with time and consistency, it grows into something much larger and unstoppable. We've learned together that Atomic Habits isn't just about building good habits, but also about breaking the bad ones. It's about understanding the mechanics of our daily routines, the patterns we follow, and how we can tweak them to our advantage. It's about creating systems, not just setting goals. We've also explored the 4 laws of behavior change, a simple yet powerful framework for building productive habits and shedding the unproductive ones. Remember, it's about making the cues obvious, the cravings attractive, the response easy, and the reward satisfying, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. The book dives deeper into these topics, offering practical strategies, relatable examples, and insightful anecdotes that I couldn't possibly do justice to in such a short time. So I encourage you to delve into this book for a more comprehensive understanding of these concepts. And who knows, in the process, you may stumble upon your own aha moments, just as I did. So, here's my final piece of advice. Give Atomic Habits a read. It just might change your life, like it changed mine. Or go to this comprehensive video of mine wherein I discussed how to implement these strategies in real life.